Des, ITV serial killer show, because it was getting mad reviews. A lot of you guys suggested on Twitter that we talk about it, so we're going to talk about it. I'll start. Incredible. Just want to give a massive nod to David Tennant. Holy fucking shit. What an actor he is. Every time he was on the screen, it was just captivating. And obviously the character that he was playing, what a twisted individual. And an individual that personally, I just couldn't work out. And obviously, serial killers, you're probably not going to work them out. But just the fact that he did those abhorrent things, but then in the interview process and stuff, he was like, I want to get justice for these boys. I want their names out there and all this weird, this stuff where it's almost like he killed them in the most horrible ways, but wanted justice for them because he'd been incarcerated for it. It was just so bizarre, and I couldn't work it out. But what did you guys think?
I thought it was a mystery to me. Like, I didn't know it was based on the book that the guy wrote about him.
Yeah.
So the first episode I was going into it. I was like, okay, well, they'll just go through like the killings or the murders that he did. And then, like, the first episode, he just admits to doing to killing.
In like the first 5 minutes.
In the first like 10, 15 minutes, he's basically being banged to rights for this fucking murder that he's meant to have committed. But as a character or as a person in that show, I don't know where the fuck I stand with him.
Yeah.
Like, 1 minute I'm like, well, he kind of actually seems genuine in actually wanting justice for him. Yeah. But then just like the kind of twists that he kind of puts in, especially when being interviewed in the actual program.
Yeah. And then, I mean, obviously there's going to be a lot of spoilers, but at the end of the day, we're here to discuss it. And then obviously he pleads not guilty, which then throws it, conveniently into episode 3. But yeah, what did you guys think of it?
Really made me want a cigarette.
Like, yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to smoke and I quit. I haven't smoked for ages, but I was just watching it the whole time thinking,
everyone's chain smoking.
Oh, I could die for a fucking cigarette right now.
So you drive a little bit different, but fair.
Yeah. No, but it was brilliant. Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a bit of a weirdo, but I like to see the murders when I'm watching stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see it like. Yeah. It already happened, so it was.
Oh yeah,
it's like that. Yeah. Who was that other murderer in America?
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
And then, that film with
all that was going through my head there was 10B.
Yeah, I know which one you mean. With
Yeah, and I was like, again, similar to that,
trials,
really good.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see a bit of action. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
Not that.
Where's the good bits? Yeah.
No, but like, no, it's brilliant. Bit of a weird character though, isn't it?
I really liked it. I like the attention to detail with the set. So like all the old cars, Dino Rod, the opening scenes, you see Dino Rod, all that was done how it was done back then. When was it? The 80s?
I think it was was it 76?
I think it was 70s.
Yeah. Oh, 70s, yeah. So I
something
just
like that.
The old phones, like say everyone's smoking. So like the attention to detail to get you in that time zone, I thought was really good.
Yeah.
And he was amazing in it, I thought. David Tennant. I thought he was...
David Tennant,
Yeah. It was...
His accent was amazing.
Yeah. I might butcher this. And I know we've got Ben there, so I could easily research this, but I'm going to go out on a whim anyway.
Doing it.
I believe Des Nilsen's sister, certainly someone who knew Des Nilsen, has come out and said that David Tennant's performance is literally like looking at a ghost of Des. It was that accurate and that spot on.
Do you think it's a bit out of order though that this guy's killed all these people and they're like... And they're making... They're kind of making their name, aren't they?
I did think about that. Was one thing, but that's
because like, if they just did a program on like a murderer who's killed some people and it was made up.
But all serial killers, there's films about all of them, and
that's what I'm saying.
I feel like that's what they want.
Yeah,
because there's got to be 100%. Sounds ridiculous. Well, it doesn't sound ridiculous. There's got to be a certain point, right? Because I think they said in the show, or it might have been I was watching Criminals, one of the two. But basically, for you to be classed as a serial killer, you have to kill 3 or more people.
Okay.
This sounds awful, but there has to have been some serial killers out there that have maybe done 3 and thought, right, well, if I go to prison now, I'm fucked, obviously, never coming back out. And in the grand scheme of things, compared to other serial killers, 3's not that much. Yeah. So do I just go all fucking going out and really make it, and then become like a legend within the fucking true crime, kind of era? So that begs the question, because you saw, obviously it's a recreation, but it's based on what happened. And they actually did use news footage
they did.
From the time. The fucking hysteria in the media around this guy. They bigged them up so much. You saw in interviews where he was so elated is probably the wrong term, but so excited by the prospect of being in the newspaper. He asked for newspaper clippings of himself and stuff, didn't he? And they give these people notoriety, and it has to be, surely, because of the narcissism involved in serial killers, there has to be a level of motivation, whether it be, or obviously unintentionally, from the media, from journalists, from us as people who fucking have this weird fascination with them.
Well, he said he would have done hundreds.
Yeah, that bit at the end is fucking brilliant.
And also,
if you hadn't stopped me.
If there's a bit in it where he phoned Dynarod, he phoned the Drains company.
Yeah.
So he kept phoning them.
That's why I don't get it.
So he was basically grassing himself up. To get caught, to end the process and just be like, I've done. It was flippant, throughout the whole, wasn't he? How many people it killed? He's like, it might be 12, might be 15. I did this.
See, this is what I struggled with as well, because obviously in the trial, the whole thing is, I forget what the actual term is, but basically reduced responsibility, diminished responsibility because he was insane was his defense, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he got found not guilty on that. But he was insane. I mean, fucking hell. You think about what the guy did, killing people, putting them in the chair next to him, sat next to them for days on end, watching TV, having conversations with them, then storing them in your floorboards and stuff. That's obviously not of a sane mind person. But also how...
Yeah, but then just killing someone isn't a sane act, is it? You can't, so it's it's basically saying that anyone who murders is insane. It's well, no, you're a murderer, whether you're insane or not.
There are crimes of passion, aren't there? Which it's
I think you get manslaughter for that.
Yeah, and manslaughter as well. But if I think with him,
I don't if you're killing that many people, there's no you should go down for it.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why
I disagree with had he been convicted of being, insane or diminished responsibility, then, like you said, he'd probably go to an asylum for 15 years and be let out. I think that's completely wrong.
Yeah.
But I do think he was incredible, because the things like how he was, he killed these people. He knew that he would continue killing these people, and yet it's kind of insinuated that he was trying his best to assist in and he wanted justice for these boys. He wanted their names in the book, because he said, I robbed them of their life, but you're robbing them of their identity, or something along those lines. It was such a weird mentality that he had this, he had the audacity to kill them and yet hold this opinion that he wanted justice for them. And that, to me, is an insane person. That doesn't make sense.
As well, if you're insane, and surely the time shouldn't be less. If you're insane, that's probably worse.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be insane and diminished responsibility. That diminished responsibility should shift, because if you're insane and you've killed 15 people, why should you serve less time? After 15 years, you're still going to be insane.
100%. My argument would be that the sentence shouldn't be lessened, but maybe you shouldn't be put in a general population prison with other people that you're probably going to fucking kill as well.
Yeah.
The man was a coward, though, wasn't he? He just he preyed on the wheel. Getting arrested and being I'm going to help you, and it's just coward. It's just cowardly. You couldn't even
It was a bit snidey.
Yeah,
wasn't
he was just fucking scumbag.
He wanted that book.
Yeah, he was just.
He really did. He really did.
It was cowardly how he murdered the people, and then how even, at least some murderers, they go in and they try and like hold their fucking ground or whatever. Like he was even a coward in that and just had to admit it all and just like, bitch move, Des.
He preyed on the weak as well.
He did.
That's what I mean.
Vulnerable.
Because he was weak. Yeah.
Well, that sets it up, but like literally the first like minute of the show is showing like how many homeless people there are and like people addicted to drugs and all this sort of stuff. Yeah. So that sets up that these people that he was preying on were weak or in vulnerable positions, basically.
Yeah, which is a massive reflection on him. Yeah. Ben has just brought up, which is quite interesting and actually could potentially explain a little bit. So the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath, this is actually quite important because it says, while psychopaths are classified as people with little or no conscience, sociopaths do have a limited, albeit weak, ability to feel empathy and remorse. Psychopaths can and do follow social conventions when it suits their needs. So, was he a sociopath with weak but still evident empathy and remorse for what he had done? I don't really think so. Or was he a psychopath that was essentially kind of thinking he's been caught now, so maybe the thing that he should do is to try and assist in the identification of these lads.
I mean, out of the two, I'd probably say more psychopath.
I would say so as well. And a psychopath is defined as a person suffering from chronic mental disorder with abnormal or violent social behaviour. I mean, he certainly had violent social behaviour. That's for sure. Up, don't it? Yeah, but it's just, I mean, obviously,
wasn't it like a sexual thing though that he liked with him, or was it? He didn't.
Well, he claimed to never have actual intercourse, but he did say, or at least the program, like alluded to him getting some sort of sexual thrill.
Because I read up and apparently he was like bullied or something when he was younger or something. I'm not saying, but like he saw one of the people who bullied him getting dragged out of the water, getting dragged out of like, well, I don't know whether the guy drowned or died, should have done a bit of research, but like he said when he saw that person getting dragged out of the water, the person who bullied him, it like
released something,
turned him on turned him on a little bit. And he was saying that just stuck in his mind, and that was his thing why he would like suffocate them while they were asleep.
That's a source
and then he would just put them in the bath, and he would like to like pull them out the bath.
Oh, fucking hell!
Because he was from a fishing village, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
His granddad died as well, and he saw his granddad.
Yeah, when he was 6.
It's quite common to see people coming out of the water, I guess.
Yeah. Because he said that it was very common for like people to go overboard and all that sort of stuff and dive drowning. Yeah, that's a fascinating conversation in itself with psychopaths. Is it nature? Is it nurture? Are you born with it? Is it your environment that causes it? I mean, I'm sure there are psychologists out there that are far more qualified than myself that don't even know the answer to that. I would probably say it's a bit of both. Yeah, you know what I mean, because I think sure, I refuse to believe that you are just born evil. And that if you say, okay, let's for argument's sake, it's nature. So you are born a psychopath, evil, etc. If you put that baby in an environment where they're like wrapped up in cotton wool, they'll never see anything bad or anything like that. I refuse to believe they would turn out to kill people. Do you know what I mean?
I watched another program once, and it was about this thing called the killing gene, and apparently a lot of like murderers and stuff have this gene within their body that like other people don't have. Yeah. But like also there's people, the guy who did the research on the people with the killing gene, and he noticed that all these murderers had this gene, and then he done a test on himself one day and he had it.
No way.
And it like flipped the program around and he was like, oh my God. But it was like, he was saying because he'd had a good upbringing. Like obviously it would never been triggered.
Yeah.
But like he then started to like ask all his family and stuff about like his, personality and stuff, and they was all like, yeah, you could definitely be a murderer if they could see him as being a murderer if he like had a bad upbringing.
So that's basically the argument for both then. So it's nature, but also nurture is,
that's what I mean.
What could trigger it. So it's there, it's like they're dormant. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
I wonder if I've got it. Oh. a test for it?
I don't know. I mean,
we can't even get corona tests.
Very true. Lockdown 2.
Yeah, the Des gene.
I
mean, if you like pulling stuff out of the water, just go fishing, mate. You live in a fishing village.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Cast your rod and calm down.
Yeah.
I think with some murderers, there are obviously people that they do it, they murder someone, and then they're not fazed by it at all, and they're just, I can do that again. And then there's other people who probably will murder someone, kill someone, and it just plays on their mind, and it's the worst thing ever. Different people have different ways of dealing with stuff, haven't they?
Absolutely. But I just drawing back to the media frenzies and stuff and being prolific and remembered. I do feel like with certain serial killers in the past, it would have played, a factor.
Definitely.
So I just feel like, this might sound a bit morbid, to put myself in that position.
You'd want to get top score.
It makes sense.
You'd want to get most kills, wouldn't you?
Well, if I'm thinking I'm going down for life and I've got a taste for this killing stuff, you're probably going to just see what you can do.
I've got the thing with, I mean, it's probably bad to American listeners, but the American and the shootings, it's almost like if someone's going to do a big shooting, it's how many people can they shoot to get put into the news.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's a numbers game, which is horrible.
Because that's what the media and everyone always boils it down to.
If there's 30 people killing in a school, it's going to be the biggest. It's all over. That there'll be a movie made about the.
Do you think the news? Do you think the news helps? Helps it stop, or do you think the news
I think
propels it and keeps, and that's why it keeps happening.
Without a doubt, and like the morality. This is
horrible.
The morality of journalists and stuff sometimes, they just want the juice. Do you know what I mean? They want to sell newspapers. They want to hit the headlines. They want to get clicks on their articles and stuff. And they want... If everything was hunky-dory, they'd be out of a fucking job, essentially, because no one would really, give a fuck. So, yeah, it's difficult. But at the same time, it's on us as well as people that we have this, or the majority of people, I'd say, have this weird, unexplainable fascination with people that kill people. Maybe it's because you can't put yourself in their shoes. I don't really know. Obviously, it's different for different people, but it is just fucking fascinating. I could watch true crime documentaries and stuff all day and not get bored.
We all do it. Everyone, the biggest shows on Netflix, the murder document, we all.
Apparently, it does go back to the apes, though, doesn't it? Apparently the apes used to say if another ape was getting attacked by a fucking lion or whatever animal it is. I don't know whether they coexisted. They wouldn't just run off. They would run back enough and they would watch it happen because it would then they know it puts it into their mind don't fuck with them. And it's I feel like we watch it because. Imagine if you didn't see any of these horror films or anything like that, and then you've never seen a horror film in your life, and then you're just walking into a random woods with not a care in the world. There's a high chance that you're going to be fucking axe murdered or something.
Yeah, it's
and that's why there's
instincts, isn't it?
Some of these it's Eastern European countries where they don't have so much of these programs and stuff, and then when they go abroad to backpacking in Australia and stuff, they're so free spirited, and it's obviously we're a bit more educated, with the films and stuff because we. So
I don't know if it's Australia or somewhere else, but isn't there certain beaches where you don't go in the water because of jellyfish and all that sort of stuff?
Loads.
You just think, the sea, let's cool down, and then you run in and you've been stung to fuck.
But that's what I mean. It's the same with everything. We like to watch stuff because we like to know. If we're ever put in a situation of it.
It's why you slow down on the motorway, innit, and watch a crash.
Everyone
does it.
Everyone
and that causes more accidents than the actual crash.
Yeah.
But it's in our instinct.
Don't go to an after party at a Scottish person's house.
That's it. That's the moral of Des.
Let's not alienate the Scottish viewers.
The entire Scottish.
We want Scottish viewers.
Joking, but that was Des. I thought it was excellent. I thought it was it was acted fucking phenomenally by David Tennant, and it was an interesting take because obviously, like we said, it was the trial onwards. And to be honest, I would normally focus on you know, the gruesome murders. But the fact that there was so much interesting twists and turns and dialogue, etc., in those moments after, you know, it was actually quite refreshing.